Are you looking for a sick project car like this 70 Nova? Well, in today's video, we're gonna help you pick that project car. Hit it. Hey Eric, Next Gen Performance here. We're gonna break down our top 10 LS swap video into 10 different videos and go into more detail on each subject. So this is the first of those videos, and it's going to be talking about choosing a project car or vehicle. Budget. That's the first thing you got to think about. The money you get to spend on a car is going to determine what you can get. Certain cars are going to be cheaper to swap, which is going to help you in your budget. Certain cars are going to be cheaper to buy. So let's look at some of them. So choosing a car to do an LS swap on. LS is General Motors, small block, Gen 3, Gen 4 small block Chevy. So anything, any car, GM car, truck with a small block Chevy or big block Chevy is pretty easy to swap because they make adapter mounts. So anything GM, small block Chevy, big block Chevy would be an easy candidate to put an LS in. Now, things you got to think about: muscle cars are some of the most popular, but anything old and carbureted is going to need fuel injection tank. So I mean, that's part of your budget. You got to kind of determine that. So that's a good place to start. GM, anything with big block, small block would be the easiest thing to swap. So we're going to talk about imports and Euro cars. Imports, there's quite a few kits and things available for cars like RX-7s, BRZs, some other stuff, Lexuses, Supras. I mean, if there's a kit available for it, it's going to be easier to do, but there's going to be a lot more restraints versus a GM car. You're going to have to, getting gauges to work and things like that is going to be more difficult. Getting transmissions to adapt if you want to use certain import transmissions. So, it's going to be more money, but it's a nice car to do it to, depending. Like RX-7s are good because they have rotaries, and rotaries are junk and they're all blown up, so it's a good car you can buy with a blown up engine that you could swap an LS in. So, and Euros, I don't know much about Euros, but you can put them in Porsches, you can put them in M3s, BMWs. They make kits for that stuff, so that's all possible, but it's going to be more money, and it's going to be more money to buy some of the cars. Fords. All Ford guys hate Chevys and Fords, but they fit really good. So Mustangs, Fox bodies, 32 coupes, which are small block Chevy territory anyways. They got a lot of kits to fit in Fords, and they fit really good because they're about the same size as a Windsor small block Ford. So why not? A lot of what it's going to come down to is going to be parts availability. If there's a certain project you want to start, a car you want to build, first thing is do some internet research and determine if there's parts available for that car to swap it, such as engine mounts, oil pans, or if somebody's done it before. And if you want to do something nobody's done before, then expect to spend a lot of money fabricating parts and buying things 3 or 4 times and seeing what fits. But the more readily available the swap is, or the more popular the swap is, the easier it's going to be to get it all done and get parts for it. So that's something to think about. And time frame also, because the harder the swap is to do, the longer it's going to take. Do you want it to be done this summer? Do you want it to be done summer 10 years from now? So now, the best budget cars, I'm going to talk about those. I would say anything in the 90s GM S10s, Caprice, Camaros, stuff with LTs or small blocks. Those are your cheapest cars to swap because you can use a lot of the existing electrical. The gauges will work with a factory ECU. So like for example, an S10, if you bought a 2000 S10, you could wire an LS computer into it. All the factory gauges would work, the fuel pump would work, and it would be, in some cases, the transmission will bolt right up and the drive shaft will all work. So on the budget end, 90s GM stuff is probably going to be the cheapest stuff to do. So I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I've done that have been the most enjoyable swaps to do, or easiest or funnest swaps to do, and the projects that I would do personally, my favorite swaps. So first gen Camaro Firebird, I've done a bunch of them. They end up being a really cool car when they're done with an LS3 or whatever it may be. C10s are really nice. They get a lot of room for turbos or whatnot. And they're pretty fun to drive too. They make a big difference with an LS. I like CJs. I've done a couple CJ Jeeps. CJs kind of suck, but they run and drive really good with an LS. So those are some of my favorites, personal picks. And I hope this video helped you out picking your project, and we're going to have more videos coming at you on helping you choose an engine in a budget coming up.